What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. And as you guys all know, we did the Zion Williamson Pelicans rebuild yesterday, and now today we're doing the Ja Morant Grizzlies rebuild. But I did do a poll like I told you guys I would do coming up for these realistic draft rebuilds, and I asked what you guys wanted to see me do with Mike Conley, and most of you said you wanted me to keep him and try to have him mentor Ja Morant, which I do like the idea of that. I think the Grizzlies could go that route, and I also could see them trading him. But I think in this video, I'm going to keep him for quite a while. And my quite a while and your quite a while might be totally different. But I think I just had like a bug crawl on me or something, so I do apologize. But so anyway, like I was saying, I might just keep him up until the trade deadline. I'm not sure yet. When we look at his contract situation, it's not like he's not under. I think he's under contract for the next 2 seasons, but we could decline him after this year, so he's basically on a 1-year deal if you ask me. So we might have to get as much value from him as possible, unless if the team's just doing stupid good and I kind of have to keep him around to make playoffs. I guess we'll do that, but I don't know, we're gonna find out. But obviously, first things first, JB Bickerstaff was fired in real life. I don't believe the Grizzlies have hired a replacement for him. I don't believe they have, and I could be totally wrong. I definitely need to fact check that. Can't think of it at the top of my head, and some of you guys might be yelling at me through your screens right now if they did, but I just don't remember. So I'm gonna sign Jacob Underwood, and then our trainer is a B. But okay, never mind, everybody else out here is a B as well, so I guess I'll just keep him. I should have focused on trainer day one, but that's okay. But for the NBA draft, like I said, we have the second pick overall. Obviously, we're gonna go ahead and jump in here, and hopefully we can draft Ja Morant, and the Pelicans don't draft him for whatever stupid reason. And of course, they drafted them, so yeah, we'll have to do some. Obviously, that's not going to happen in real life. We already did a Zion Williamson rebuild, so I'm going to definitely trade for, what's his name? Ja Morant right here. So let's get Ja Morant from the Pelicans, and I guess I could just draft. Let's just get Ja Morant. Let's just do it simply. So we get Ja Morant, obviously, out of the draft, which is what I wanted. Then we'll have Mike Conley mentor Ja Morant, and Ja Morant and Reggie Jackson Jr. going forward should be pretty nice if you ask me. Got Avery Bradley. We're going to go ahead and decline his team option. TJ Miles, Ivan Robb, and even got Dillon Brooks. Kind of forgot about him because he did get injured late in the season, or early in the season maybe I should say. DeLon Wright, you're going to have to decide what you want to do with him now. Now that the Grizzlies have the second pick overall, I think it makes it more interesting because I thought for sure they were going to bring him back, but now I have no clue if they will or not. So Justin Holiday, Avery Bradley, just kind of too old, and I just don't see the point of bringing those guys back. So we have negative $9.87 million. When we look at the roster, like I said, we have Mike Conley, Ja Morant. But I think I'm going to try to start them together in the backcourt, just because why not? And then Ja Morant and Javon Carter, or Javon Carter, however you want to say it. Dillon Brooks, Chandler Parsons, Kyle Anderson, CJ Miles. I'm actually going to move Dillon Brooks to small forward as well, because he goes up at small forward, I believe, up to a 77 overall to be exact. So Ja Morant, Mike Conley, Dillon Brooks. Chandler Parsons, totally forgot about that horrible contract, but it's probably going to stay here for the remainder of the season because this is a realistic rebuild. Kyle Anderson, 25 years old, so he definitely has some potential to him, and CJ Miles will definitely be walking off the season. Well, Ivan Robb and Reggie Jackson Jr. I'm cool with, and Jonas Valanciunas. So yeah, not a great roster, but you know what? It is somewhat talented in a way, but not really at the same time. So we just needed a backup center, it looked like, so I'm probably just going to sign like a veteran or a decent backup center to just back up what's his name for the season, Jonas Valanciunas, and we'll have to decide what we want to do on Valanciunas going forward as well. I'm going to sign Nerds and Wall off the bench, I think, because why not? We might as well. I mean, we really don't have anything else going for us. So like I said, the Grizzlies probably won't be big factors in free agency, so this is going to be like the only move I make, I think. I mean, Ja Morant, Javon Carter, Mike Conley, Dillon Brooks, like let me see if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So basically, I probably need to sign another player. Probably going to sign another small forward. So let me sign another. Oh, I could bring back. I need to bring back DeLon Wright too. I almost just totally forgot about that. So let's bring back DeLon Wright because I mean he's solid as a backup. And then small forward. Let's just get like, let's say we can just go after like Garrett Temple for the year. I think they already had him, and then they traded him to the Clippers. Royce O'Neal, I'm cool with for having for like a year and see how that goes. So DeLon Wright still, and Royce O'Neal, welcome to the Grizzlies. So I actually have never used this player mentorship before, or player mentorship thing that is built into 2K. I've never actually used it, so this is gonna be my first attempt at it. I mean this in a way, literally and figuratively, that the Grizzlies could have Mike Conley mentor him. I mean, in this video, I mean that literally and figuratively, because we're going to actually think like he is mentoring him. Because I mean, if Ja Morant was to come to the Grizzlies and Mike Conley still on the roster going into the season, I mean, it's only obvious that I think Mike Conley would try to give him some pointers, right? And then on 2K, you got the player mentorship thing that you can use. So as far as he already has an A potential, and so does Reggie Jackson Jr. Let's get Dylan Brooks potential up. Let's also get who else should I get up? Maybe let's just see if we can get Ja Morant up to an A+, and he does. He goes all the way up to an A+. That looks good. So now when we look at the roster, we have Ja Morant, Mike Conley, Kyle Anderson, Jaren Jackson Jr., Jonas Valanciunas, Nerlens Noel, Dylan Brooks, DeLon Wright, and Ivan Robb all coming off the bench, which isn't too bad. Javon Carter, he only has 1 year left on his contract. I was about to send him to the G League. I kind of am tempted to start Kyle Anderson, or start Dylan Brooks though over Kyle Anderson, just because I feel like Kyle Anderson could maybe run the second unit possibly, and we could roll with that, I guess. And Nerlens Noel, DeLon Wright, Ivan Robb could all come off the bench. And then let's go to this thing, player mentorship. Lets you select up to 3 badges for a young player to improve by assigning him to a veteran mentor with those badges. So this will be my first attempt at this. So let's select Menti, right? And then we'll have him mentor. Where is Ja Morant? He is right there. Let's get limitless range. Let's do that, I guess. I've never actually used this, like I said. You have already selected 3 badges. Set mentor. Should Ja Morant mentor Mike Conley? Oh, whoa, never mind. We don't want to do it like that, actually. Let's reverse this. So player mentorship. Let's go to Ja Morant and then Mike Conley. Okay, so this looks a little bit better. Hardened. Let's go bronze, mentor level silver, and then Menti level is bronze. So that looks a lot better. So let's give him maybe teardrop, catch and shoot, pick and roll maestro. Let's give him that. Let's give him dimer, and let's also give him difficult shots, I guess. So we'll do that. Should Mike Conley mentor Ja Morant? He should, and we'll roll with that. And like I said, I've never used this system before, but like I said, Mike Conley actually might be traded at the trade deadline depending on how it's going, because I kind of want to get something for him, or I could accept his team option and then trade him after the season. I'll make a decision from there. We'll see what we want to do. Or I could re-sign him in general and then trade him. So we'll see. I don't know what I want to do yet. I think I might. I'll think about it. So I'm going to simulate another season, or simulate this first season, and let's see how Ja Morant does on the Grizzlies. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at the trade deadline, and I'm starting to think this might be a good time to do it. Mike Conley is not getting any younger. He's 32 years old. Yes, he has a terrible contract, but if I re-sign him, I feel like the Pistons or the Grizzlies aren't going to get a lot for him no matter what. So I don't know, man. It's a weird situation because it's like he's overpaid, that's for sure, but he's really old at the same time. But there are desperate teams out there that would take him, and I just don't know, man. I just don't know. And I could keep him, but like I said, what am I going to do with him? I would definitely decline that team option. And it's like, is Mike Conley at that point where would I really want to stay with the Memphis Grizzlies? Because I'm definitely not accepting that team option. There's no point in me doing it. So in a realistic thought, I'm thinking that this is the last year we'll have Mike Conley under a contract, right? I mean, you're kind of silly to accept that team option and try to trade him. You might as well get something for him. And knowing that Mike Conley is on a 1-year deal, you got to keep this in mind too. Mike Conley is not going to get you a whole lot. He's just not. Yeah, you guys saw Marcus Gasol did not get the Grizzlies a whole lot in return. I think they could have gotten something better, but I think that it's just the way it is. Mike Conley's old. He's got 1 year essentially left on his deal. He's not going to be given. You're not going to get a superstar player from Mike Conley. This is the trade I've made up so far. You may hate it. It's like I said, these realistic rebuilds are always going to be opinionated on what you think is a realistic trade or not. But I have Mike Conley, Troy Daniels for Luke Kennard, Langston Galloway, Reggie Jackson. And I'm going to try to get a top 10 protected pick out of them. But if they say no, I will take the top 10 protected pick out. And the Grizzlies may not, or the Grizzlies may not get a first round pick from Mike Conley. They may, I'm not sure. But if they trade him this offseason, then they would probably get a first round pick. But I decided not to do that. So if you wait till the trade deadline, like I said, it just depends what the Grizzlies want to do. If they want to mentor Ja Morant with Mike Conley, then wait till the trade deadline. Then it's like, okay, you're probably not going to get a lot for him because he's kind of a half-year rental at this point. So let's see if they'll accept this trade. They do not, but they want my 2021 unprotected pick, which is not happening because I don't know how bad we're going to be. So we'll just go back, and they were trying to give me Cody Zeller. So just let's just do Luke Kennard, Alexis Galloway, Reggie Jackson for Mike Conley. They should accept this trade. They don't want that, and they want to throw in Cody Zeller. I don't want Cody Zeller's contract. I'll give you a second-round pick, and you want Javon Carter as well, but I am not getting Cody Zeller's contract. I really don't even think I should be throwing in a second-round pick. But, I mean, if you're going to be stingy, I guess Javon Carter. I don't want Cody Zeller, man. I don't. It's just not. What if I gave you, let's just give you CJ Miles as well, right? No. Actually, CJ Miles would make sense in this trade, but I don't know if, and you give me Thonmaker. No. All right. This is stupid. Let's go back to the original trade, and I'll give you someone stupid like, you want Chandler Parsons? Royce O'Neal. Let me give you Royce O'Neal. How about that? And they agree. So it took Royce O'Neal to get them to accept the trade. Awesome. So we now have Luke Kennard to groom going forward next to Ja Morant in the backcourt, which I do like a lot. And we have Reggie Jackson as well. But when I look at Reggie Jackson here in this situation, I think he is a huge buyout candidate. I just think in a trade like that, I think the Grizzlies are just better off buying him out, which is what I'm going to do right here. And buy him out, and his salary will count against me for the rest of the season. But after that, he'll be fine. But he is free to go sign anywhere else. I just don't see the point of keeping him here. There's really no reason to. So, like I said, in 2 days, let me go ahead and simulate a couple of days and see if it. Wait, let me adjust have CPU adjust rotation. Let me look at it now. What's it looking like? So we got Ja Morant, Luke Kennard, Kyle Anderson, Jaren Jackson. I want Dylan Brooks starting, but you know what? They just want to keep starting Kyle Anderson. Get Kyle Anderson. Let's get Dylan Brooks about 30 minutes or 28 minutes. So, wait. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, now let's look at the salary cap table. And that's how you buy out a player. Okay, it's gone. Or it's not even there. So, whatever. But I'm going to go ahead and keep simulating the rest of the season. And let's see how we finish out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the season, we went 39-43, which is not bad. Ja Morant did win Rookie of the Year over Zion Williamson, which is nice. But as far as everything else is concerned, we go ahead and skip past that. Let's go ahead and look at the draft lottery. I don't know if we have our pick or not. It doesn't look like we do, which is unfortunate. But it looks like it's going to go to the Celtics again, which I don't know what trade it's for. But they ended up with the 14th pick. Or no, not again, right? It's not again, but they end up with the 14th pick, the Knicks. And, okay, so we don't have our pick, which does suck, but, we have Jacob Underwood still, CFO. Is there a better trainer out there? Yes, there is. So I'm going to go ahead and fire my current trainer and get, this guy so I can have 3 untapped potentials to use. And the CFO, let's get Dylan Thorpe, and we'll sign him up. And then for the NBA draft, let's go ahead and, like I said, we don't have our pick, which does suck. But we got a 2021 pick next year. We're going to keep that in the back of our hand. We did re-sign Dylan Brooks. I re-signed Ivan Robb as well. I kind of wanted to keep the core together a little bit. And I kind of want to trade into the draft, but I really have no way of doing that. So we're going to have to go ahead and skip it. Then rookie signing, we have nobody. Player options, Jaren Jackson and Luke Kennard. Definitely want to bring them back. Let's go ahead and look at the player stats, though. I totally forgot to look at that. We have 24 points from Ja Morant. 15 from Jonas Valanciunas, and about 13 from Jaren Jackson Jr. Luke Kennard had 12 as well. Also, Mike Conley was balling out before he did go to, where did I trade him to? The Pistons. So let's see if he was still doing his thing. 21 points, not too bad. And I don't know how well the Pistons did in the playoffs. I should have looked at that. But Javon Carter, yeah, probably won't bring him back. Negative $37 million. We can go ahead and renounce Chandler Parsons' terrible contract. Jonas Valanciunas is interesting. I don't know whether or not I want to bring him back. I think it makes sense in a way to do it, but I'm going to go ahead and renounce him anyway, just to have all that money. So $52 million. At this point, I'm going to try to be aggressive in free agency a little bit, and then try to stay realistic as much as I can. But the center position is a whole now, so when we look at the centers out there, let's see what we got. We got Montrezl Harrell looking like the best available option, which... Bringing Montrezl Harrell at 26 years old next to Ja Morant is not a bad idea. He is kind of tiny, though, so that is something that does concern me. Siakam, we do have Jaren Jackson Jr. already. Mike Conley sitting here. demanding $30 million. So I'm kind of glad I did trade him. And then we got Kyle Lowry's contract, Hassan Whiteside, Buddy Hield, Jamal Murray. Buddy Hield, I do have Luke Kennard, so I don't see the point of signing Buddy Hield. Jonas Valanciunas, I do want to re-sign him, but at the same time, I don't. We have Sabonis out here as well. Who do I want? Reggie Jackson. As far as our bench depth is concerned, though, we could use a backup shooting guard. And one player that I do like a lot in real life is Malik Beasley. I mean, he in that 7-game series, he did have some cool moments. So I'm going to try to bring him here to Memphis. If we can get him off the bench, maybe even starting. But the centers, we got Hassan Whiteside, Montrezl Harrell, Jonas Valanciunas. Like, do I just resign Jonas Valanciunas? Like, should I? I honestly think keeping him around John Morant does make sense in a way. So I guess I'll just resign him. I mean, might as well, right? So we'll resign him, you know, for a cheap deal, which is not like too untradeable. So we can sign Malik Beasley and Jonas Valanciunas. So those are 2 solid pickups, I think, going forward. Sign both of them up. Mike Conley, could probably even maybe bring him back almost, but we're not going to do that, obviously. But when we look at the roster now, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm comfortable playing about 10 players right here. So I think we'll just leave it here. I definitely am still looking to develop John Morant and stuff. But as far as everything else, is looking good. But this 2021 draft, if we do end up being a lottery team again, which we could move up, I definitely want to see Reggie Jackson Jr. have a little bit of a better year than what he did. Now that Mike Conley's gone, maybe he can. So we'll see how that goes. But I do like our roster, how the way it's constructed. It looks pretty young. It looks like the way the Grizzlies might go going forward. Like I said, it is going to be interesting to see if they'd rather keep keep Mike Conley or not. But I do think that they would maybe like to keep him to mentor this guy or this guard they might draft. But, you know, I wouldn't be shocked if they want to trade him and get some assets for him either. So, John Morant's already at an A+, or he should be anyway. Untapped. What are offensive fundamentals? Untapped potential. Wait. I don't know if there's like... I wish there was like an aggressive training camp. That would be kind of cool. But perimeter shooting, I don't think there's anybody I need. Let's just go untapped potential. Let's just unlock some untapped potential. Let's get Malik Beasley there. Let's get... who else we're going to get there? Dillon Brooks as well. And Luke Kennard is who I'm targeting. So let's go Luke Kennard also. So now we got all those players jumping up to a B+. They want to start Malik Beasley. They still want to start Kyle Anderson, which I don't like. Jacob Underwood, how is our system proficiency with him at a defense? Our defense, okay, it's horrible. So, a balance, grit and grind, pace and space, perimeter centric. Let's change it to... let's change it to grit and grind. I guess we'll do that. Do grit and grind. And then player stats, or not player stats. Why are we looking at stats already? And then let me look at the game plan. So John Morant, Malik Beasley starting, Kyle Anderson, Jaren Jackson Jr., Jonas Valanciunas, Dillon Brooks, Nerlens Noel, Luke Kennard, DeLon Wright. I guess I'll start what's his face for the year, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I kind of want to trade Kyle Anderson. Is he someone that I could trade maybe? Get something for him real quick? Because that would be cool. Because I want to kind of trade him. I just don't really like his fit on the team. Really doesn't have that great of a three-point shot. And I just kind of want to give the keys to John Morant here. So we can get Justin Patton from the Knicks. Get Henry Ellenson from the Lakers. And the Pistons, we could get Cody Zeller. So, you know, what I could do is just basically kick Kyle Anderson out of the rotation if I really wanted to. But I guess I'll keep him off the bench for now and give Dillon Brooks the starting minutes because I just like the idea of getting him the starting minutes. And I think I'm going to try to keep Luke Kennard starting as well. Give Malik Beasley still about 20 minutes though. Or about 21. And then let's give Luke Kennard 28. So we'll do that. We'll see how this goes. Obviously, we want John Morant scoring the ball. Jaren Jackson Jr. being that second leading scorer. Then we'll let it be from there. So let's see what happens this season. Hopefully we get some players stepping up. Here we are in another off season. We ended up barely missing the playoffs, but these stats are very promising going forward. We had 26.5 or 26.8 points from John Morant, 9 assists, so that's looking pretty good. And we have Jaren Jackson Jr. with 18 as well behind him. Jonas Valanciunas had 14 and 10. Dillon Brooks with 12. And then we have Luke Kennard with 10 and about 5. So it's not looking too bad, honestly. I think going forward that this team is in pretty good shape with John Morant as the future point guard of their team. Luke Kennard, I would like him to step up a little bit more. Dillon Brooks with 12. Malik Beasley had 9 off the bench. So really, it's not going bad. Really, it's not. So let's go through this offseason. I'm not sure what I'm going to do because, I mean, I kind of definitely want to make the playoffs in our last season for sure. We were so close. We were 1 game out of making it. But we are going to find ourselves in the lottery. And let's see if we can get lucky and get a top 5 pick again. But no, we stay at number 14. It's okay, though. Draft staff signing. Jacob Underwood. I'm going to go ahead and keep him here. He's been pretty good. But for the NBA draft, for the 14th pick, and then when I think about Jonas Valanciunas, who, you know, he's been all right for us, but I'm kind of thinking that we have so many scorers on the roster as it is. Maybe it is time to possibly package this pick, Jonas Valanciunas, and see what's available out there. So we could have gotten Montrezl Harrell that one offseason, but I tried it. I decided against it. Could go for DeAndre Jordan, Gary Harris, Miles Turner, who actually I like the idea of getting Miles Turner, but I just feel like the Pacers wouldn't want to let him go at age 25. That's probably when he's starting to get a little bit better. You got Tristan Thompson, Serge Ibaka, TJ Warren, Dario Saric, Rocco. I actually do like the idea of bringing both these guys to the team. At the same time, I do like my small forwards as it is already. We could get Vernon Carey Jr., 20 years old. Actually like the idea of this, 6'10". And then we get Davis Bertans as a backup shooter. I actually do like the idea of this, but at the same time, I feel like I'm giving up a little too much here. So I will give one or the other for I'll give maybe Jonas Valanciunas for Vernon Carey Jr., but I'm not going to give my 14th pick up too. So Jonas Valanciunas for Vernon Carey Jr. straight up, and they actually agree, which I'm not sure that would be the best move for the Grizzlies, or not for the Grizzlies, for the Blazers, but we got Vernon Carey Jr. as our center. I don't think I'm going to make him my starting center. We could, but I think I like the idea of him just being on here on the team. He kind of fits the timeline of the team. Everybody's young, so I'm cool with that. And we still have our 14th pick, so let's go ahead and jump in and see if we can draft somebody at number 14. So let's see what we get down here. We have Josh Christopher, and we have other players, but I think I like the idea of just getting Josh Christopher out of Kentucky here. So let's go with him. 6'6". He is a 76 overall, so I like the idea of him. We could have gotten BJ Boston as well, but that's okay. Josh Christopher, welcome to the team. John Morant, Jaren Jackson, of course, we want to bring them back. And you got qualifying offers Luke Kennard. How much money is Luke Kennard going to get is the question. So he was the main piece in the Mike Conley trade, so I think you'd want to bring him back, but you never know. So $8.23 million. We could renounce the Rose as well, Corey Joseph. So we're losing a good amount. Actually, we can probably renounce Norris as well. $35 million. I think I'm going to invest in a good center out here. John Morant, DeLon Wright, Malik Beasley, Josh Christopher, Dylan Brooks, Kyle Anderson, Ivan Robb. Actually, I think it is time to give Kyle Anderson the boot out of here. I just don't really like him going forward. We could get, let's see, a second round pick for 27 years old. I'll do this. Kyle Anderson, just a second round pick. We'll do that. And then now we should have $45 million. So when we look at the center spots, we got Steven Adams out here, Jarrett Allen, Bam Adebayo. I like the idea of getting Jarrett Allen, actually. $22 million, 86 overall. He's going to do that inside defense and rebounding, which is what I want on this team because we have plenty of scores. So I'll go for Jarrett Allen. He might be a little overpaid in this situation, but you know what? We got to have to go all out this offseason. So Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, and all of them will be signed already. But let's get Luke Kennard back as well because, like I said, might as well bring him back while we're getting Jarrett Allen. And it looks like we're going to get Jarrett Allen. So that's our big signing in this summer of free agency. It could be a huge one. It could get us over that hump. We'll have to see. But we have John Morant and DeLon Wright still, Malik Beasley, and Luke Kennard. Josh Christopher is 6'6", so could I move him small forward? And he goes up, so we'll leave him at the small forward. And then, yeah, so I like our chances a lot. So it looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and simulate another season. Let this team progress even more. And if we don't make the playoffs in this last season, which it's going to suck, but at the same time, I was trying to be as realistic as possible in this video. So let me know what you guys think of that going forward. If you guys don't like that, then let me know. I can change some things. So let's go ahead and simulate this last season. And let's see if we can make the playoffs. Season, Zion Williamson is winning MVP. We got 24 points, 8.5 rebounds. We got Rookie of the Year going to Jalen Johnson. Cole Anthony is your 6th man of the year on the Brooklyn Nets. Anthony Davis is your Defensive Player of the Year. And Kezi Okapala, I don't know if I said that right, but he is your most improved, and Alvin Gentry is your coach of the year. So here's your All-NBA first team. Ja Morant made the All-NBA first team, and so did Zion Williamson, so that's interesting. All-NBA second team, and here's your All-NBA third team. So let's look at what it's looking like. We did end up making playoffs. We're the 4th seed at 44-38 record, and here are the player stats. We have 29 points from Ja Morant, almost a double-double. So yeah, this guy is a transitional talent according to 2K, so I'm hoping that the Grizzlies can get that lucky in real life as well. So the fact that we made the playoffs in this last season is actually a really good thing. I think it is a successful rebuild. I know it could be going on further and further, and then down the line, obviously, we could eventually become a championship team, but I think that's going to take long, so I won't do that. But let's see if we can beat the Mavericks in the first round at the least. We're up 1-0 to start. They even it up with us, and we're up 2-1. Can we go up 3-1 now? 2-2, 3-2 for us. Let's go ahead and go to Simcast now. And hopefully we don't have to go to a game 7, because if we don't have to, that would be the best case scenario. And we can go on to face the Grizzlies or the Blazers. I wouldn't pay attention if you won that series, but we're going to a game 7, unfortunately. Just somewhat annoying. But we'll see, and we would have to face Zion Williamson and the Pelicans. We'll probably get eliminated in the second round if we do get eliminated here. So let's please at least advance to the second round. No, it's not going to happen. 118-101. So we do get eliminated by the Dallas Mavericks, who have Porzingis, Dinwiddie, Luka Doncic. Actually, Dinwiddie would be pretty nice in the Mavericks. But let's go ahead and see who wins the championship here. Last year, the Pelicans did with Zion Williamson. Let's see if they can do it again. The Pelicans are up 2-0 on the Mavericks, 2-2. And the Mavericks are up 3-2 now. And just like that, the Mavericks upset the Pelicans. So we did end up losing in 7 games, but that's all right, guys. I think nonetheless, this was a successful rebuild, even with what the record was at the end. So I hope you guys did enjoy. I tried to be as realistic as possible. Let's go ahead and look and see how they did in the playoffs. So sub Ja Morant balling out in the playoffs. I wish Reggie Jackson Jr. stepped up a little bit more. Luke Kennard did his thing in the playoffs as well. But thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already. With the Crushbles, I'm saying peace.